Morning Park Avenue. Hope your small group time goes well. Today, in our sermon, we looked at David being anointed as king. And there's two really big things that stood out to me as I studied this passage. And the first is probably one that you probably heard of often when we talk about this passage, and that's that God doesn't look at our outward appearance, he looks at our hearts, which I think we've heard a lot. But it's, I don't know, a really good reminder, at least for me, that we are not just our physical appearance, but also like we put so much stock in sometimes in our gifts and the things that we're able to do and accomplish, that sometimes our hearts kind of take a back seat. And as a reminder that actually our gifts and abilities are far second place to our hearts and our attitudes towards the Lord and our willingness to obey and follow him. And also, in this passage, the second thing is there's a number of things that I was reading this, that is like, oh, I wouldn't have done it quite that way. Like if I was in charge, maybe I would have just kick Saul out, you're done. David's now the king, and let's go from here. And even like also in the story, how God interacts with Samuel, and he's gracious and like maybe a little bit harsh at the start. But it's really encouraging to see through all of this passage how there's a lot of things. Oh, I don't think I would have done it that way, but to see God faithfully and constantly working to bring about his plan for the good of Israel, and it's cool to see how he's still doing that. And so I hope that as you discuss those questions and just in general what we talked about during the sermon and what the Bible says, that it's beneficial